Texans can't get it done against the Packers. Fairbairn kicks a field goal to get the lead up to one, and then on a last-second field goal by the Packers kicker, they win. This one hurts. Definitely felt like it was within reach for a majority of the time. Going into this, I thought our offense would have to carry us. That was not the case. We were missing five starting defensive players, and our defense was the only reason we were in this game. That, as well as the three turnovers we picked up from Green Bay. So we led the turnover differential by three turnovers, didn't give the ball away once, and we lost. We had the lead within a minute 40 and we lost. So there's a lot of bad stuff to talk about, man. O-line was atrocious. This might have been the O-line's worst game of the year. Yeah, I really can't think of a game worse than this besides maybe the Vikings if you want to throw that in there. But Stroud was getting pressured every play. 86 passing yards, I think, on the day. Got to be his career worst, career low. And I honestly think this team misses Nico a lot more than I originally thought they did. But even then, that's hard to say too when you've got Stroud getting pressured every 2 seconds. So to start this video, guys, first we're going to go through a play-by-play of the game, just kind of some of the highlights I had. So run through the game real quick. First quarter, Packers have a nice return, penalty overturns it. And the first passing play, the first play of the game, Love finds Romeo Dobbs, 23-yard gain. And that's when I was kind of like, okay, D'Angelo Ross might be a liability. D'Angelo Ross was thrown to one time against the Patriots, and on the first play of the game, 23 yards. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is going to be rough. But then we get an interception tipped off Petrie. Petrie could have intercepted it. He tipped it, went to Hewitt. He got it. We get three points from Fairbairn. Tank Dell drops a touchdown pass, which sucked. Packers go 3 and out. We find Schultz for a big gain. We get sacked. We find Stover for a big play. Stroud picks up the first, and then we get another sack. After that, punt the ball. Kraft and Jacobs, Dobbs, they all get first downs. The student named Melton gets first downs, 4 straight first downs. Finally get a loss of 4 with Hanson. And then Hewitt gets a flag. He like body slams that dude into the ground. And that eventually leads to a Tucker Kraft touchdown. So 7-3. And then we get a huge gift. We get another gift. This is now in the second quarter. There's a blown punt return by the Packers, so that happens to other teams too, I guess. And we turn that into a Mixon touchdown. So at this point, it's 10-7. Get a 30-yard penalty by Murray, pass interference, and then Wicks scores a touchdown. Yada, yada, yada. Pierce has a 42-yard return, and then eventually get 3 points from Fairbairn. Mixon scores a touchdown after we get the ball back, and we fail the 2-point conversion. This would come back to haunt us because we lose the game by 2 points. And we had 2 opportunities to get this. So failed 2-point conversion. We can talk about that decision too. I mean, if they went for one, it wouldn't have mattered. I don't really like it either way, but regardless of the fact, yeah, that's the second quarter. So going into the second half, Mixon starts off with an 8-yard run. It's looking good. And then we get sacked. Packers get the ball, and they pretty much torch us. Josh Jacobs scoring the touchdown. So then we go 3 and out. We get a great punt, and we get a huge tackle. And then Desmond King has the ball go over his head when we get the ball back. So, yeah, that was really terrible to watch. Anyways, we get the ball. Diggs has a nice catch. Then Stroud gets sacked again. So we have to give it back to the Packers. Our defense holds up. Our defense held up overall a lot better than I thought they would. Will Anderson getting a sack, and then they punt. This is the scene. This is the time when Dell returns and like Stover tackles him, which was embarrassing to watch. After that, Stroud rushes twice back to back. Gets hit pretty hard, but I mean, at that point, like, what else are you gonna do? He's putting matters into his own hands. Mixon goes for -3. Packer flag. Hunter gets a sack. Dell punt returns again. Mixon has a great 35-yard run. Diggs gets a first. Mixon gets a first. And the biggest play of the game is Aiden Hutchinson getting an 11-yard first down. That would have been the reason we won. In the end, it wasn't. Fairbairn hits the field goal, and then McManus hits the field goal to win it. So that was kind of a rundown. Some things to note. There was a play that Tony Romo seemed to believe, and I think a lot of people seem to believe should have been challenged by D'Amico, and maybe D'Amico was trying to challenge it, ended up not getting the flag out in time, and they scored a touchdown. I think Wick scored a touchdown the very next play on D'Angelo Ross. So that was brutal. Again, the 2 point conversion, missed it both times. You would have loved to have that. That was the difference in the game right there. And honestly, this game felt super close when it shouldn't have been. I mean, it's very rare that you get three turnovers, and it's very rare to lose when you get three turnovers. But at the same time, Stroud threw for 87 yards. Like, the offensive line was utterly atrocious. Some other things to talk about though that were better, that were good. Just to flip over to the other side. Hewitt, I thought played well. Hanson, I thought played okay. The defense looked really good for just not really having any starters. So I'm just honestly disappointed with the offense, with the O line. There's some play calling we can talk about. We can talk about the 3rd and 15. I'm fine throwing it with the Texans throwing it on 3rd and 15. I just don't understand why we're throwing an out route to Tank Dell for 10 yards. Okay, even if he catches that, it's a 10-yard gain. Sure, he's going out of bounds anyway. Clock stops. We still kick the field goal. Like, I would have much rather ran the ball, make them use their last timeout. In the end, it didn't matter. But, I mean, it's just little things like that. Also, we have all three timeouts, and D'Amico doesn't stop the clock once. I mean, the moment our defense starts looking like it's going to get torched, you have to stop the clock to get some time back. I mean, in my opinion, again, don't know if it wouldn't have mattered, but that just did not sit right with me, having three timeouts and then losing on time to a field goal. So, look, at the end of the day, if we would have won this game, it would have been a stolen victory. I mean, for sure, the Packers were doing everything they could to give us this game. That's the only reason we were in it. I mean, offense couldn't do anything, honestly. So you can't be too upset with it. Yes, you're missing five starting, defensive players, but just hurts because you were so close. You were so close to winning. A couple of things here and there go differently, and the outcome of the game is different. We can talk about the O line, and we can talk about Stroud's performance as well. It's hard for me to be critical of Stroud when he has no time to throw the ball. I mean, when he did have time, the announcers made it seem like a big deal because he never had time to throw the ball. So just overall, brutal loss. Now you're within one on the Colts in the division. So the Colts jump up to 4-3. I think we're sitting at 5-2. Yeah, 5-2 now. So brutal L. Knew it was going to be a shootout. Was hoping we'd get the better end of the stick there, but it is what it is. Just offensively, a really terrible play calling, and just I don't even know, man. It felt like Matt LaFleur was able to adapt a lot better than we were. We kind of had the initial kind of game plan switch where it was like, okay, we can't pass, we have to run. And then the moment Matt LaFleur kind of caught on to that and put an end to that, it was pretty much wraps. I mean, there was nothing else going for our offense, which sucks because we have so many key players and star players on offense. So let me know what you guys thought about this game. This is just my first video, first initial reaction. I'm going to make more content on this as well. So yeah, that's really all I got for this one. This really sucks. Hate losing like that, especially when they're literally trying to give you the game. So yeah, that's rough. But comment down anything I missed, whatever you guys thought about the game. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace out.